Hey, Roger Martin. This is a video and repost of X22 reports. This is his voice here, but we're talking about a reset of. This is more than another 4-year election of Donald Trump. This is actually about getting some justice done in the next 4 or 5 years, getting some prosecutions done, and resetting the United States judicial system and law of order and resetting things worldwide. This is much, much bigger than a 4-year election. It's coming up in 2020.
Regime change. All those people that are against the new puppet master in the country, they call them Al-Qaeda. The terrorists are trying to get them. Actually, the Middle East really didn't see terrorism until the deep state started these wars, until the deep state was there. Think about what happened in Ukraine. As soon as they had a regime change, the people in the southeast part of Ukraine, they immediately called them terrorists. No, they were people that were resisting the regime change. They're trying to make a play right now. It's not going to work. Everything that we're seeing right now is part of the plan. Now, it might not be what you expected. A lot of people wanted arrests right now. A lot of people wanted this to happen right now. Let's reverse a little bit and go back to January 13, 2018. This is post 520. This was planned for 3 years. Corruption and evil deep within.
Actually, we have evidence that this was planned a lot longer than 3 years. Trump has been working with military intelligence at least 4 to 6 years before the 2016 elections. We have evidence that he started working with some of this stuff as early as 2009. So we're looking at 7 years before his election. We're looking at 3 serious years as a year before his presidency, and we're looking at 2 years into his presidency, going into the 3rd year now. But this is a lot longer than a 3-year plan, and it's a lot longer and bigger than just another 4-year election. We're looking at switching things around financially, politically, and controlling these puppet masters worldwide. Not just the United States, but in other places as well, and having some of these real arrests coming out before the 4 years are up, coming up here, 4 or 5 years are up, and before President Trump is reelected and things are redone by 2024. So you got to get a bigger picture of this in the next 4 or 5 years. Some major events will happen this year and next year, but the big stuff may be into his 2nd term.
Everywhere. Patience. There is no escape. There are no deals. Treason at highest levels. Foreign agents within our own government. Highest levels.
You got to remember that this stuff was happening at our highest levels of government. President Obama, Secretary of State Clinton, the DOJ, FBI, Supreme Court. These things were happening at the highest level of government. These controls should put the fear of God into anybody when you start thinking about these highest treason and highest levels of government and the treason going on at these highest levels.
The puppet masters have been removed. All vehicles of delivery removed. Strings cut. 7th floor is no more. We see all, we hear all. The hunt continues.
Now, the interesting thing is the NSA and the information that they have has also been given out to this military intelligence, at least part of it. And so all this evidence has already been captured, that they know this stuff, they know all. It's going to come out one way or another. It's going to be used in the military courts because the judicial system is so corrupt it can't be done through the judicial system as it currently exists. This is insane, but it's a good thing it's been set up the way it is. Otherwise, none of this would fly. And Trump And the White Hats and the other individuals doing this would not be getting away with what they're doing. Cleaning up the deep state, cleaning up the CIA, cleaning up the DOJ, the FBI, working on the Supreme Court, working on the financial World Banks, and the Federal Reserve and the IRS. This is massive. This is massive, to say the least. And we're going to see this come out probably in 7 to 10 years more fully, if not before President Trump is done with his second term. But you're going to see some major, major things. My concern is what happens with these White Hats, with what's going on here. Do they have a person set up after Trump? Because this is going to take a long time to bring all this stuff out. Probably longer than 5 or 6 years, as slow as it's going. And probably take another 7 to 10 years to really come out. So we're going to need another president or two in there, like Trump, or someone with enough determination to get the job followed up on, or it's just going to stagnate and go nowhere, because the deep state is severely fighting this, and they're fighting it with all they've got. So is Trump. Who's going to win? Not sure yet. Time will tell all things.
Prison, death. Fast forward to December 12, 2018. This is post 2604. Why would we tell you the plan if in doing so also alerts those who we are actively engaged in hunting? You are witnessing firsthand the demise of those in power, old guard. Those who push simply have no grasp of reality. Those who push simply do not understand warfare tactics. Emotions cloud judgment. Emotions cloud logic. You have more than you know. Securing the Senate meant everything. Securing the Supreme Court meant everything. They needed to do all this to avoid Z, riots, chaos, a military coup. We the people, enough is enough, together we win. Whenever you say to yourself, well, this should have happened, well, that should happen, we should have arrests already, those are your emotions. They're clouding your judgment. They're clouding your logic. This took 3 years to plan. It's going to take many years to carry out the plan without the deep state knowing what comes next. Post 2628. This is not another 4-year election. This is not about electing someone for 4 years and just having them there. This is about resetting this country and the world. Listen.
Now, this is very important. This is long-term, to thinking, how are we going to get this stuff under control? Reset the United States, reset the world. Remember, I believe this is the hand of God trying to get things straightened out, to help things done before his second coming. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. We'll see what happens as things go on, if we watch and learn, and this stuff keeps pushing in the direction it is.
Carefully. Power is going to return to the people. This is a long-term solution. Panic is everywhere right now. So when you're feeling like something should happen, these are your emotions. This is your ego, actually, driving you to think this way. Think logically. Think about why they're putting all this into place, why they need something in place before the next step happens. They're doing it on purpose. They're setting it up so there's no place for the deep state to go. Think about the border wall. Think about how long it took just to get to the point where we are, to back Pelosi and the rest in the corner, to show the world they don't care about border security. I mean, Trump, he could have declared a national emergency and at any time. But the plan is to expose, is to inflict pain, to make them squirm.
To expose them, to inflict pain, make them squirm. This is a long-term plan. This is Raj Martin from Billings, Montana. Get this out. Remember, this is from X22. This is a re-video of him. This is another re-video of that. There's so much going on here. not happening yet, the arrests that we want to see, but it probably will happen, I assume, later before the elections. Some major things will come out, and after the 2020 elections, other bigger fish will come out. So hold on to your hats. It's coming, but it's going to take into the second election to see some of these things come out, and even longer probably. As slow as justice is in getting this stuff done against the deep state. The reason this is so slow is because the deep state is so set up so massively, so much in depth, so much in breadth in this government and in governments worldwide, that this stuff has been going on for at least 100+ years worldwide. If you look at the Rothschilds, at least 400 years. This stuff is not going to be turned over easily in 1 or 2 elections. We'd like to see it, but it's just not going to work that way. So you're going to have to be patient, get rid of your emotions, use more logic, because this is going to take a long process to come out, if it does, and if it's going to be successful. It's going to be a slower process than we'd like. And it's Roger Martin from Billings, Montana.